We're the king, the government owns everything we have. So did we really win our independence?
No, not really.
We know that we need taxes.
But you gotta limit those taxes.
You have to limit the taxes, granted, but you also have to limit some of the other things that we've talked about, or you've talked about earlier. During the period of time in that seven years, we've seen an increase in administration, which is taking the money back away from where it was supposed to go anyway. Do you feel that a business, a privately owned business or a corporation can operate under the same guidelines that the school districts are operating as far as administration and teachers?
I think it's great if you want a lot of cheese and not enough Indians.
Right? Can you do that with a private company?
No, I mean, I don't think it's wise for anybody to do it that way.
So school districts should be run
More like a business.
more like a business rather than,
All right. We've got time for one or two more.
Just one, just more information thing. Quick question. You mentioned that you're going to be very active in the band and all that, and you raise money on the outside. Was that from parents or was that from businesses and other groups?
That was businesses. We actually, we started things such as silent auction, where I actually reached out to members of the community and got gift cards donated, trips donated, what have you. And we would actually silent auction them off. And that's where the majority of our scholarship money comes from.
Very good.
so it's strictly scholarship money though.
What we're doing for band, yes, is strictly scholarship.
Okay.
On the budget, what are the top three areas where the budget for the school district needs to be adjusted? You said first one was M&O, maintenance and operations. Second highest after instruction. How much lower do you think it needs to be, say, percent-wise?
I mean, you're not talking anything drastic. I'm thinking 2 to 5%. It's nothing too drastic.
Okay. And leadership needs to be reduced. Are you saying in quantity, or are you saying in amount that they're getting paid, or both? You do list the superintendent, assistant superintendent,
Assistant superintendent.
and all directors. What's the director in the school?
So you actually have, within the district, you have either a superintendent, your superintendent. You also have a fine arts director, an athletic director. You have a security director. You have a bunch of different directors overseeing different things. But within the school itself, you have the principal, the associate principal, and then you have 4 assistant principals on top of 2 counselors, 2 guidance counselors, 3 school psychologists, a school therapist.
And they're being paid less than the teachers, right?
No.
No.
Do you know what the ratio is for administrative versus teacher? You know what I'm saying? So the state average is 1.3 teachers to every administrator.
Or support staff.
Of support staff.
Included.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm trying to figure it out very quickly. I know it's very high.
It's amazing.
Data processing, in the third part of that, since I have a little time, data processing services. You said, why are we outsourcing this? Keep it in-house and keep costs down. Some would say outsourcing keeps the cost down.
Not when you're paying people to do it in-house and outsourcing too.
Oh, really? Okay. So they're doing both.
They're doing both.
Sounds like the accounting. All right. Bill.
Okay, of all of the current school board members, Who's your favorite? Who's doing the best job? Who's the one you want to model your career path after?
Sonia Abel.
Okay? And why her?
She is very involved, not with just her own child. She spends a lot of time across the board with different groups. She takes the time to go read to elementary school students. She's actively involved with church. I actually do know her personally from church. Very calm and level-headed. And I actually give her a lot of respect for that.
Okay, well, that's all good answers. And so why did you run for this particular position on the school board? Because there's more than one open, right?
There is. There's really not a reason for me choosing this one particular position. In all honesty, I think it kind of spoke to me just to go for this position one.
Start with you.
Right.
Okay, James.
Now, what is do you know the level of education the superintendent has? Is it a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate?
He has a doctorate.
And what is the level of education that you've attained?
I have some college.
All right, this is why I asked. Well, let me ask something first. In the school board meetings you've been to, and you've been to quite a few, do you notice that the school board members are challenging the superintendent on fund issues and that sort of thing? So that's the basis of my question. So here you have a man with a good bit of experience, high degree of education, and you're a school board member. Now, the school board are the elected officials. They're the ones with the state legal authority, responsibility, and power. And if there's any money being spent in that school district or misspent, the people that have to answer for that is not the superintendent, it's the school board. So my question is, when you look at the fact that you have a superintendent that I'm pretty sure is used to getting his way, how will you handle the fact that if you challenge him, the rest of the school board is going to look at you and say, do you have a doctorate? Have you been in all, have you had this much experience? Aren't you just some little old mom from home? Who are you to tell the superintendent what to do? So how are you going to handle that dynamic?
I manage projects that literally are $1.9 billion every single day. I manage Fortune 5 companies every single day. Nobody can beat me because of my education. Sometimes it's not always so great to have that college smart. You also gotta have common sense.
Now, of course, that means, depending on who else gets elected, you might be one of the few people that actually feel like the school administration answers to you. That's not going to make you very popular. Is that going to be a problem? You have kids in the school, right?
Right.
And they may come up with a nickname for you at the school. And your kids find out, and they come home and say, Mom, they call you Attila the Hun, or something like that.
They already call me that anyway, so I'm good with that. No, it doesn't scare me. It doesn't scare me. My kids are strong and independent thinkers, and you know, being on the band booster board as long as I have been, things have been said, and I have been called names, and my kids kind of look at them and laugh it off.
So you're okay with basically moving the board, certainly yourself, to take a supervisory and at times antagonistic position
Absolutely.
with administration?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, thank you. Bob?
In your times with the school board meetings, and I have not attended any of yours, I have attended ISDs, but are the school board meetings totally run by the superintendent?
They are not.
Does the board go along with everything the superintendent says?
They do not.
They do not. So they do question him.
I think that they question him, but I don't think it's to the degree that it should be.
During the time that's available for the public to speak, most of them will not answer anything that's brought up. Are they pretty, is the current board or the administration, actually listening to the people, and does anything get done after the response from the public is brought forward?
I think it is. I think sometimes, depending on what it is, sometimes the board will address it right then and there, and sometimes they say we have to take it back and have a discussion on it. And I think some items move forward.
There was a big issue not too long ago about school assets being used in political events. Do you think that's appropriate?
No.
Do you know if there's a policy within the school district for if I wanted to rent a school van, or if I wanted to store my equipment in the school? Is there a policy that would allow me to do that?
No, there is not.
Do you think there should be?
No, I do not.
Do you think that anybody should be able to use the school facilities for their personal gain at any time?
No. Absolutely not.
It seems to be at odds with, your last two answers seem to be at odds with one another. Could you explain that?
I don't feel that members who are not school board, well, no, even then, vehicles, buildings, what have you, are owned by the district. They are not for somebody's personal use or political gain.
It sounds like a policy,
It is a policy.
but you said you're against policy.
No, I'm for the policy that no one else should be able to use them except for school personnel.
Does that include the superintendent if he's doing something with somebody that's not school person?
If it is not in the school interest, a school activity, no, you should not be able to.
Okay, now as taxpayers within the county, it doesn't matter if I live within the school district, we're still paying county taxes, and that does come back over to y'all. If the facility, if a nonprofit wanted to use the facility, is there a policy set up for nonprofits to be able to use school facilities
Yes,
with payment?
with payment.
In our questionnaire,
We got about 15 minutes.
in our questionnaire in the budget, one of the questions was, will you vote to limit budget increases to a factor based on population growth and inflation? Explain. Your answer was no. It hasn't worked in other states or schools. Could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Traditionally looking at, so I came from Cy-Fair School District, perfect example. Currently, they're looking at proposing some insane bond, right? Trying to get it passed. When you're incurring more debt, even though you're growing, your debt is going to continue to grow. I am all opposed to anything that's going to raise our tax money, period. There has to be another way for a school district to grow without incurring additional bond debt. Plain and simple. It shouldn't take a 30-year bond that my grandkids' kids are going to be paying on to grow a district. Does that answer?
Yeah. The amount of money that ISD has in their bank account for retention doesn't matter simply because it won't be enough. Explain a little bit of that, because the question was, how much money does MISD have in their bank account for contingencies? So, and how much is required, is the statutory requirement?
So I don't know how much money Magnolia has in their bank account currently, but I know that it won't be enough because of the whole bond issue. If we're looking at building another school, which we are going to be potentially going 6A next year, we're going to have that additional third high school. That's a bond. Well, contingency is, depending on the district, anywhere between 5 and 8% in their bank account. 5 to 8%